CM Punk just went absolutely nuclear on Monday Night Raw. 3 opponents, 1 ring, 0 backup. What we witnessed last night might be the most insane display of fury we've seen from the Second City Saint in years. Stick around because we're breaking down every jaw-dropping moment. What's up, Suplex Rumble family? If you're new here, smash that subscribe button because we bring you the hottest wrestling breakdowns, analysis, and discussions every single week. And hit that notification bell so you never miss a moment of the action. Alright, let's set the stage for what went down. Monday Night Raw has been heating up lately, and CM Punk has been right in the middle of the storm. Now, we all know Punk doesn't back down from anybody. He's made a career out of walking into hostile territory and coming out on top. But what happened last night? This was different. This was personal. The night started with Paul Heyman doing what Paul Heyman does best, running his mouth. The wise man came out with that trademark smirk, microphone in hand, and he started painting a picture. He talked about how CM Punk has been a thorn in the side of Raw's new generation, how Punk represents the past, while stars like Bron and Bronson represent the future. But here's where it got spicy. Heyman didn't just talk about the future, he challenged Punk's legacy. He said that Punk's best days are behind him, that the roster has evolved beyond him, and that if Punk had any guts left, he'd prove he still belongs by facing the two most destructive forces on Monday Night Raw in the same night. Now, you could see it in Punk's eyes when the camera cut to him backstage. That fire. That intensity. The man who made a career out of proving doubters wrong was about to remind everyone why he's called the best in the world. So the match was set. First up, Bron Breakker. And folks, if you've been watching Raw, you know what Bron Breakker brings to the table. This man is a human wrecking ball second-generation superstar, incredible athleticism, and a mean streak that makes him one of the most dangerous competitors on the entire roster. When Punk's music hit and he walked down that ramp, you could feel the electricity in the arena. The Chicago crowd, because of course this happened in Chicago, was absolutely unglued. Chants of CM Punk echoing through the building, and Punk? He looked locked in. The bell rings, and Breakker immediately goes on the offensive. He's trying to use his power advantage, throwing Punk around like a ragdoll. Big shoulder tackles, devastating clotheslines. Breakker was making a statement early. But here's the thing about CM Punk: the man is a ring general. He's been in wars with the best of the best, and he knows how to weather a storm. Punk starts using his technical skills, working on Breakker's arm, slowing down the pace, and frustrating the powerhouse. We see vintage Punk, those sharp kicks, the precision strikes, targeting specific body parts to break down his opponent. And just when Breakker thinks he has Punk in trouble with a massive spine buster, Punk counters with a sudden burst of offense, high knee in the corner. Bulldog. Punk is building momentum, and the crowd is on their feet. Breakker tries to regain control with a brutal spear attempt, but Punk sidesteps. Breakker crashes into the turnbuckle. Punk seizes the moment, go to sleep. The knee connects flush, and Breakker is down. 1, 2, 3. CM Punk just took down one of Raw's most dangerous superstars, but he has no time to celebrate because Bronson music hits, and the 330-pound monster is making his way to the ring right now. Now, if Bron Breakker was a challenge, Bronson is a whole different beast. We're talking about a man who tips the scales at over 330 pounds but moves like he's 230. Reed has been demolishing opponents left and right, and the look on his face as he storms to the ring? Pure malice. Punk is still catching his breath from the first match. You can see he's feeling the effects. This isn't a fresh CM Punk. But does he back down? Does he ask for a break? Absolutely not. Because that's not who CM Punk is. The referee checks on him, and Punk waves him off. The message is clear: ring the bell. Reed immediately targets Punk's midsection smart strategy. He knows Punk is already worn down, so he's looking to take away that cardio, take away Punk's ability to move around the ring. Big body splashes in the corner, crushing Punk against the turnbuckles. A massive headbutt that echoes through the arena. Reed is in complete control, and honestly, folks, it's looking dire for Punk. Reed sets up for the tsunami, the devastating top rope splash that has ended so many matches. He climbs up, the crowd is holding their breath, and he leaps, but Punk rolls out of the way at the last possible second. Reed crashes into the canvas, and this is Punk's opening. Punk is running on pure adrenaline now. He's throwing everything he's got, kicks to the legs, trying to chop down the big man. Roundhouse kicks, and Reed is staggering. The crowd is going insane because they can sense something special is about to happen. Punk hits the ropes, springboard clothesline. Reed is wobbling. Punk calls for it. The crowd knows what's coming. He positions Reed, kicks him in the gut, go to sleep. But Reed's sheer size keeps him on his feet. Punk can't believe it. He hits the ropes again, another knee. Reed drops to one knee. One more time, go to sleep, connects fully. Reed crashes to the mat. Punk with the cover. 1, 2, 3. CM Punk has done it. Two of Raw's most dangerous superstars, back-to-back, and Punk is still standing. But wait, the night isn't over yet. Punk is absolutely spent. He's on his knees in the center of the ring, exhausted, battered, but victorious. And that's when Paul Heyman's music hits for the second time tonight. But this time, Heyman isn't alone, he's got security with him, and he's walking down that ramp with a microphone and a smug look on his face. Heyman gets on the microphone and starts his typical spiel. He's talking about how impressed he is, how Punk exceeded expectations, and there's always a but with Heyman. He says this proves nothing. He says Punk barely survived, and that the real test is yet to come. He's taunting Punk, poking the bear, and you can see Punk's jaw clenching. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Heyman starts talking about Punk's family, about his legacy, about everything Punk has fought for throughout his career. He's crossing lines, folks. He's going places that you just don't go with CM Punk. And then Heyman makes a critical mistake. He gets too close to the ring. Punk suddenly springs to life. Despite everything he's been through, despite the exhaustion, he explodes out of the ring. Security tries to stop him, but Punk is fighting through them. He's taking out security guards left and right, spinning back fist to one, kicks to another, and he's got his eyes locked on Paul Heyman. Heyman is scrambling up the ramp, but Punk catches him. He grabs Heyman by the collar, and the wise man is begging for mercy. The crowd is absolutely losing their minds. Punk pulls back his fist, and you can see in Heyman's eyes he knows he made a huge mistake. But instead of throwing the punch, Punk does something even better. He gets right in Heyman's face and tells him, and I'm paraphrasing here because we couldn't hear everything, but he tells Heyman that this is just the beginning. That whatever game Heyman is playing, whatever he's planning, Punk is ready for it. And then he shoves Heyman backward into his own security team, and they all tumble down. Punk stands at the top of the ramp, arms raised, and the entire arena is chanting his name. This was a statement. This was CM Punk telling the entire Raw roster, telling Paul Heyman, telling everyone, I'm not going anywhere. So let's break down what this all means for Monday Night Raw going forward. First off, CM Punk just put the entire locker room on notice. He took on two of the most physically dominant superstars back-to-back and came out on top. That's not just impressive, that's legendary. But we have to ask ourselves, what's Paul Heyman's angle here? The wise man doesn't do anything without a plan. Is he setting Punk up for something bigger? Is there someone else waiting in the wings? We know Heyman has connections throughout the wrestling world, and this feels like it could be the beginning of something massive. And what about Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed? These guys aren't going to just forget about what happened. Punk made them look vulnerable, and in the world of professional wrestling, everyone is looking to make a statement. I wouldn't be surprised if we see rematches, if we see alliances formed, if this whole situation explodes into something even bigger in the coming weeks.